What if the most important renovation is not the home you buy, but the one within you? What if your money story is the foundation every investment stands on? And what if the real flip or fix is the emotional or spiritual or psychological repair that prepares you for abundance? In this episode of the Generational Rhodium, we're exploring how your beliefs, your conditioning, and your emotional wiring shapes your investing habits. Before you rehab a home, you must rehab your story. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D. Thank you so much for joining the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing branch of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for Health, Wealth, Prosperity, Love, Peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join our mailing list at hwplp.com so you can receive our newsletters, and also there you can learn more about the movement. This episode is part of our newsletter series, Flipping Mindsets, Not Just Property. Now let's get into this magnificence. Trauma that sabotages wealth. Most money problems don't start in a bank account. They start in our belief systems. First, we have this scarcity script, the belief that money is hard to get, debt is normal, ownership is risky, rich people are greedy, and I need permission to invest. These come from generational poverty cycles, historical oppression, survival-based parenting, and trauma-based decision-making. Number 2, the safety in smallness pattern. For many people, staying broken feels familiar. Staying small feels safe. And staying in survival, it feels comfortable. Studies clearly show this. A APA 2001 financial trauma report said racial financial trauma creates chronic underinvesting. A Duke University study from 2020 of a scarcity mindset said scarcity reduces long-term decisions capacity by 40%. It's difficult with these statistics to snap out of it, but we have to. Number 3, we have this false fix where people try to fix money issues. They do this by working harder, saving harder, hustling harder, budgeting harder, doing everything harder. But the effort cannot override the injury, cannot override the mindset that we have. It cannot override it. If the belief system is damaged, no amount of effort produces expansion. You cannot build generational wealth on a foundation of generational wounds. The real renovation has to happen internally first. These are some suggestions I have in reframing how you're looking at your inner renovations. First, you need to fix the foundation. The foundation is your money story. You need to ask yourself, where did these beliefs come from? Do your best to identify where it even started to manifest in your beliefs. Who taught me how to relate to money? And what emotions activate when I invest? And then lastly, how does my nervous system respond to risk? And do you mostly feel those risks when it comes to money? If that is the case, there's some healing that needs to happen here. Some releasing that needs to happen here to grow. The second one that I have is a flip the structure. This is flipping it and changing it from a fear-based to a faith-based investing mindset. Changing it from what if I lose to what if I grow? The pessimism will never get you over the hump. I can't afford it to how can I align with it? How does it change my whole life experience? Because I'm aligned with it. Who cares if I can afford it? I'm aligned with it. And I don't know enough to I can learn while I earn. Learn it. We have a mind to continuously learn. This is a life of evolution. It should never be a point where we felt we know everything. Always be open to learn and expand and grow and do it while building. Number 3, upgrade in your interior. So that is building your wealth identity, how you move through the world, how you stand in your power. It's also how you release that survival identity. You start to embody an owner identity, an investor identity, a stewardship identity, a sovereign identity, because that is your divine power. And number 4, install new wiring, emotional regulation. We can shift instantaneous if we want to. We just have to have the mindset to do so. We have to teach ourselves how to use different mechanisms to allow us to grow, to be who we need to be. And some of those mechanisms might be grounding, connecting back to the earth that we have been so separated from, to the point where technology is taking people so far away that they don't even know how it feels to touch nature, how it feels to just look at the birds, look at the trees, put our feet in the grass. Some children don't even do that. When I was a child, that's all I did was play outside. We have to return to who we are. That includes grounding, meditation, different forms of breath work, finding emotional neutralities, finding a way and an ability to manage the emotions that we have. And that can be through breath work, counting exercises, calming the nervous system down, taking control. And then also having that wealth embodiment. Know it. Even if it's not there, know it is coming. Because when we calm down our nervous system, the money starts to elevate. And it has no other choice than to come home to mama or papa. The mindset that you have determines how you invest and how the returns are received. I would like to tell you a story about Talia. She dreamed her whole life of becoming a real estate investor. She grew up in a family of renters. They lived off survival. They never had stabilization. And it was something that had been happening for generations. So when she finally saved enough money, she bought her first property. Now, this property had some issues. It had sagging foundation and old electrical work, leaking plumbing, a roof that was begging for mercy, begging for help. But the real estate issues were not the condition of the house. It was the condition of her beliefs. She felt pressure to prove herself to others. She felt unworthy of the property or the opportunity. And she felt afraid that this was her only chance. And lastly, she felt scarcity in her bones. And it reflected in the flip. Because the contractors disappeared. They didn't do the work. The costs multiplied. Nothing was aligned. Not because the house was broken, but because she was tired, unhealed, and misaligned. Finally, she stopped forcing the flip and began flipping her internal work. Talia started healing. She journaled. She went to therapy. She confronted her money trauma. And in those moments, she started to feel, I can afford all of this. My financial identity is in alignment with growth, with prosperity, with manifestation, and nothing can stop me. So she took it to the next level and started to invest in her education. She started to study strategy, study budgeting, study contract management, study wealth psychology. She learned how to teach like an owner, not a survivor. She started to align. She started to meditate. She started breath work. She started grounding. She started to move in a space of knowing, not hoping. And what changed next was her flip. It started to be smooth, profitable, aligned, and peaceful because she had redefined her internal renovation. So all renovations that she did were a reflection of it. Now let's take a moment to breathe. We're just going to do one box of 444 breathing exercise and then a visualization session. So please just take a moment, soften your gaze, close your eyes, and breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Now with your eyes continuing to stay closed, imagine yourself standing in front of an old, distressed house. The windows are cracked. The paint is peeling. The yard is overgrown. Step closer and notice something. That house is you. Every cracked window is a limiting belief. Every broken beam is inherited fear. Every leak is scarcity wounds. Every dark hallway is a forgotten dream. Now breathe. Imagine holding a golden hammer, a tool of truth, healing, and sovereignty. With every inhale, the house fills with light. With every exhale, the debris clears. Repair the roof, your protection. Replace the wiring, your energy. Strengthen the foundation, your identity. Open the windows, your clarity. Paint the walls, your vision. Now step back. The house is glowing. The foundation is strong. The structure is whole. And so are you. You are the flip. You are the foundation. You are the renovation. And so it is. Thank you. HWPLP is not just a wealth building model. It's a soul building model too. A step-by-step ascension that transforms your inner world so that your outer world is a mirror of that prosperity. You have health, the healing phase. This is where everything begins, where you address those financial traumas, those scarcity patterns, those survival behaviors, those ancestral wounds, the nervous system dysregulation, and the emotional disconnection. You rebuild it, your inner foundation, so that you invest from strength, not fear. Then you move to your wealth, the stewardship phase. Once that inner world is restored, the outer world can expand. The members, they learn to be intentional in their investments, value-based in their spending, money embodiment, real estate literacy, and then also to have financial planning and sovereignty structures where we shift from reacting to money to partnering with money. Number 3, we move into prosperity, the expansion phase. And this is where you stop your surviving alone and start thriving together. Members start to join wealth circles, co-investment projects. They build community assets. They shift generation narratives. They expand each other's legacy. And the prosperity is not wealth that is gained. It is wealth that is shared. Number 4 is love, the purpose phase. Love is a frequency of legacy. And this is where our members operate from aligned purpose, unconditional compassion, service-based leadership, and higher consciousness. You build from your soul and not your ego. And then we have our peace, the sovereignty phase. This is where it is your final stage of ascension. Your environment reflects your evolution. Your decisions feel aligned. Your life is stable. Generational continuity begins. And peace is the ecosystem where your legacy lives forever. I want to give you some tools to help you shift. Here are 4 to begin repairing that lack mindset that you might have. First is a financial trigger diary. Each time you feel fear, guilt, shame around money, write it down. Because when you have awareness of something, that is how you can correct it. That is how you can reset it. If you don't pay attention, then you're just moving without intention. Number 2 is a money mirror ritual. I love mirror rituals. This is when you stand in front of the mirror each morning and you affirm, I am worthy of ownership. I am capable of wealth. And I am expanding my foundation. And number 3, your nervous system wealth resets. This is before you make any financial decision. Place a hand on your chest and breathe slowly. And say, does this decision align with my divine purpose? Does this decision align with who I am? If it does, proceed. If it doesn't, listen and stop. Number 4 is alignment budget. It's an allocation. You allocate money based on vibration. So what expands you? You spend more money there. What grounds you? You spend more money there. And what aligns with your higher self? You definitely spend more money there. This is stewardship, not survival. These tools will help rebuild you so that your investments can grow from strength. The true fix and flip, is the one within. When you repair your beliefs, you repair your finances. When you restore your foundation, you restore your lineage. Now let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build the wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity, love unconditionally, and live in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and I absolutely look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, peace, love, and light. Thank you.